What's up, YouTube Nation and Dog Pound? I'm Unger to the Max, aka the Max. Credit to JustBlaze412 for bestowing that nickname upon me when I discussed Browns at Steelers from Week 6 with him as well as the Steel Twins. So let me start with this. The fact that I'm 50 subscribers away from 400 is just mind-boggling. When I started this channel, I didn't even dream of getting 400 subscribers. I thought, okay, I'll get to maybe 100 subscribers, and then we'll go from there. Now, to be at almost 400 is amazing. It's a credit to you, the viewers and the subscribers. I really and truly appreciate each and every one of you. Whether you just click on one of my videos and watch it, whether you subscribe, which I hope you do. I love it if you like the video. If you dislike the video, that's fine. It just fuels me more because I want to make good content. And on that note, I have a little bit of an announcement to make. So at the beginning of this season, I told you that I have a goal to do a video collaboration for every game on the Browns schedule. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that. And the reason is because as of right now, December 2nd, I am going to have jaw surgery. And so I won't be able to make content and do these video collaborations. So unfortunately, my goal is going to be cut short. However, until that happens, I will still be making content. I will still be doing video collaborations, which includes tonight, because I'm going to be a guest on a Houston Texans YouTuber show called Sauce Sports to preview the Week 10 matchup between the 2-6 Houston Texans and the 5-3 Cleveland Browns. Now, the Browns right now, if the playoffs were to start today, they would be on the outside looking in. The top 4 seeds would be Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Tennessee, and Buffalo. I believe it would be in that order. And then the final 3 wildcard spots would be Baltimore, Las Vegas, and Miami. Now, right now, there are discussions that the NFL is considering expanding the playoff field to 8 teams on each side, bringing the total to 16 games. Or, I'm sorry, not 16 games, 16 teams. There we go. However, this is only a contingency plan. Excuse me. And that contingency plan would go into effect if a game has to be canceled and cannot be made up for whatever reason. So far, that has not been the case. Now, as I said, the Raiders are in the playoffs right now. The Dolphins are in the playoffs right now. And the Browns are just on the outside looking in. I just feel like the NFL as a whole is better when the Raiders, Dolphins, and Browns are all good teams. And you could say that about a lot of teams, but there's just something about those 3 in particular, in my opinion. The Browns, Raiders, Dolphins. Put them in whatever order you want. When those 3 teams are good, the NFL is just better to watch. It's just a better overall product. The Dolphins and Raiders are both historic teams. Yes, I know the Raiders are, in a way, a new team because they're in Las Vegas. Quick side note. I don't mind that Las Vegas got a team. I just hate that it came at the expense of Oakland. That's how I feel about all the teams that get, or all the cities that get at a team. Like, I'm fine with Oklahoma City having a team, for example. I like that the Thunder are around. I just hate that it came at the expense of I just hate that the Thunder came into existence at the expense of Seattle. Or, here's another example. The Winnipeg Jets. I like that they're around. Winnipeg never should have lost their team in the first place. I believe the original Winnipeg Jets became the Phoenix Coyotes, who are now the Arizona Coyotes. And then the new Winnipeg Jets that we know today, who play at Bell MTS Place, with the likes of Patrick Laine, Blake Wheeler, Dustin Byfuglien, they came into existence at the expense of the Atlanta Thrashers. I don't know why Atlanta hasn't been able to hold on to an NHL team. And here's the other interesting thing. Both times that Atlanta has lost its NHL team, they both moved to a city in Canada. Think about this. The Atlanta Flames were a team for a few years, but what happened? They packed up and moved to where? Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Okay, the NHL tries in Atlanta again with the Thrashers. What happens? They eventually moved to Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Okay, the Rams. I'm fine with them being in Los Angeles. I just hate that it came at the expense of St. Louis. Another prime example, the Chargers. Now this one really, really makes me upset because my all-time favorite player, LaDainian Tomlinson, played for the Chargers, and he's a Hall of Famer, the whole 9 yards. I believe he's an analyst for NFL Network now. When I was a little kid, I should say, I knew and loved them as the San Diego Chargers. I didn't grow up rooting for them as the Los Angeles Chargers. No, I grew up with them as the San Diego Chargers. And I loved watching LaDainian Tomlinson and Antonio Gates, Phillip Rivers, and Junior Seau. I mean, San Diego looked like a great place to play football. And I actually wanted to go to a San Diego Chargers game. And, Dean Spano said, no, we're not going to do that. I'm picking up the team and moving them to moving them out of San Diego to Los Angeles. What? Okay, I get it. The Chargers originally started in Los Angeles. I get that. But still, I think most of us in this country, I'm not saying all, I'm saying most of us would probably know them as the San Diego Chargers versus the Los Angeles Chargers. So, one last example. The Brooklyn Nets. I'm fine with them being in Brooklyn. I just don't like that it came at the expense of New Jersey. That's all. So, my overall point is, I'm fine with these various cities getting teams in the NHL, NBA, NFL, MLB, whatever. I just don't like it when it comes at the expense of another city. That's why I like that with the NHL, they didn't pick up a team and move them to Vegas. No, they awarded the city of Las Vegas an expansion team. And same thing with Seattle. Seattle was awarded an expansion team. They weren't. The NHL didn't go, oh, Arizona Coyotes, why don't you just pick up and move to Seattle? No, they didn't do that. They said, okay, Arizona, you just moved to the Central Division, and we're going to give Seattle an NHL team. Now, part of my theory as to why the league had the Coyotes move to the Central Division is because I don't think they're going to stay in Arizona for very much longer. I think you will eventually hear a report or an announcement that the Arizona Coyotes are leaving Phoenix or Scottsdale and moving to Houston, Texas. Again, I don't want that to happen, but I just have this feeling that it's almost inevitable that it's going to happen. I don't know. But it's interesting what's going on right now. So I just wanted to get that little bit off my chest. So let's get to a little bit of Cleveland Browns stuff, okay? So, first of all, congrats to Samoan Raiders and Spotlight Raiders Talk. You guys definitely beat us fair and square, 16-6. Did the weather play a factor in that? Yeah. Were there some questionable calls by the refs? Sure. But I'm not going to make excuses. The Raiders came into First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, and they just said, we're going to run right at you. Come and see if you can stop us. And the Browns could not. Josh Jacobs was able to do pretty much whatever he wanted. Devontae Booker played decently well. And Derek Carr didn't really have to throw the ball that much. So as a result, the three of them combined handed me my 5th loss when I've done these video collaborations. I have 2 against Engraven Vids. One of them was from week 17 of the 2018 season. The other was week 1 from this season. I have a loss from NorbCam when the Seahawks beat us in week 6 of the 2019 season. I have a loss from week 6 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, thanks to Just Blaze 412 and Steel Twins. Shout out to you guys. And now I suffered my 5th loss thanks to Samoan Raider and Spotlight Raiders Talk. So, what are you going to do? Was it an off day for the Browns? Maybe. Or maybe the Raiders are just that good. I don't know. But one thing I do know is that the Browns' defense is incredibly inconsistent. The Browns overall are just inconsistent. Like, in our 5 wins, we've put up 30-plus points in each of them. Okay? In our 3 losses, we've scored a combined 6, 7, 6. 6 plus 7 is 13. A combined 19 points. Because we lost 38-6 against the Ravens in week 1, 38-7 against the Steelers in week 2, and then 16-6 in week 8. And think about the quarterbacks we have to face in this back half of the schedule. We have to play Deshaun Watson this week, Carson Wentz next week, Ryan Tannehill, Lamar Jackson, and then in week 17, Big Ben. Whereas the Dolphins, they have to. Let me pull up the Dolphins' schedule, okay? And I'll tell you who they have to play. Okay. The Dolphins, for their remaining quarterback matchups, they get to play Justin Herbert, Drew Lock, Sam Darnold, Joe Burrow. So, pretty young quarterbacks. Then they have to play Patrick Mahomes, Cam Newton, okay, Derek Carr, and Josh Allen. You tell me, who has the tougher remaining quarterback matchup? The Cleveland Browns with Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz, Ryan Tannehill, and Big Ben, or Lamar Jackson and Big Ben, or the Miami Dolphins with Herbert, Locke, Darnold, Burrow, Mahomes, Newton, Carr, and Allen. It's Miami. Miami has the easier quarterback matchups remaining. And Brian Flores has that defense playing absolutely a fantastic brand of football. Fantastic. I mean, think about this. The Rams had more yards than the Dolphins in Tua's debut. But the Dolphins were still able to make life a living hell for Jared Goff. And Tua didn't have to throw for 100 yards. He only threw for 93. Yet the Dolphins won. I think the score was 28-7 if I remember correctly. Let me double check. No, I'm sorry, 28-17. There we go. So, I would love to say, the Browns are going to make the playoffs. I want to say that. But I'm just not sure right now. But the one thing I'm sticking with is in the Week 13 matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Tennessee Titans from Nissan Stadium in Nashville will be flexed into Sunday Night Football. I made that prediction. I locked it up when I did a live stream earlier called So What's Up. Go check it out if you haven't watched it yet. I personally think it's a good live stream. You may disagree, but that you're entitled to your opinion. So do what you want. Within reason. But I like what we're doing this season, but the Browns are just too inconsistent for me. So, watch. They'll find a way to lose to the Houston Texans this week. Watch. I mean, there's reason to believe that partially. I mean, the Texans have won 5 in a row against the Browns. That includes a 29-13 victory against Cleveland at NRG Stadium in Houston back in 2018. And Deshaun Watson is 2-0 against the Cleveland Browns. And I believe he's thrown 4 touchdowns in those 2 wins. So, yeah. So, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, punch that subscribe button like a UFC fighter. And punch that like button. Until next time, this is Unger to the Max, a.k.a. The Max, signing off.